Two women in charge of animal rescue groups are charged with stealing a family's dogs, taking them hundreds of miles away and trying to sell them. Investigators say Cynthia Durham of Van Zandt County and Patricia Junk from Jackson County, Wisconsin, conspired to steal the dogs from Durham's neighbor and adopt them out through Junk's Animal Rescue in Wisconsin. Durham, by the way, is president of the Van Zandt County Humane Society. Fox 4's Lynn Ann Wynn is in Van Zandt County, where she spoke to the victim and law enforcement about this case. Lynn Ann.
Steve, authorities I spoke to say that evidence shows Durham may have been planning to steal the dogs for days and possibly adopt them out for profit.
These were at-home family dogs that, they loved and were loved, and the house is kind of empty, without them.
Davy and Pepper have been a part of Jeremy Houston's family since last Christmas. The Blue Heeler pups were a gift for his 3 kids. But when the family went out of town on vacation last month and the dogs were left with a dog sitter, Davy and Pepper mysteriously disappeared.
I actually had one neighbor that had spotted a woman that was in front of my house. He did say that he had seen the dogs in the front yard playing. And when he come back by, the car was still there, but there was no dogs.
Houston started asking around to his neighbors, and one name came up, Cynthia Durham.
Her stories were all over the place, and that's when I contacted the constable's office.
Local law enforcement says Durham eventually admitted the dogs were in Wisconsin in the care of Patricia Junk's rescue, Unchained Canine Rescue and Rehab. Davy and Pepper were even up for adoption on the rescue's Facebook page, now with new names. But Houston recognized his dogs right away.
The picture was taken 4 days before they were stolen. At that point, because I knew that they had their collars, that was my front yard, they had been baiting them, and that just really upset me.
According to Van Zandt County constables, Junk refused to give up the dogs. Durham told authorities she believed the dogs were malnourished and running loose, but investigators found no evidence of abuse and say Houston was in no way breaking the law.
You just can't go out here and, do your own thing and say, that dog's running large, I'm going to load it up in my car and give it to somebody else.
Authorities say these dogs typically go for $300 each.
People are saying that they're rescue unit or organizations, and they're really not. I mean, they're basically getting these dogs and charging a fee.
Both women, who once had reputations for saving animals, are now under arrest for theft. The dogs are currently in custody in Jackson County, Wisconsin, awaiting transfer back home to Houston and his family.
It's going to make our whole family feel like we're together again.
And authorities in Van Zandt County are making the 15-hour drive up to Wisconsin to bring the dogs back home to their family. They're expected to be reunited on Sunday. And since this arrest, authorities have been getting some more phone calls about possible stolen dogs. They're unsure if they're related at this point, but they are investigating.